It is February 18th, 2026, and the wind advisory has been once again extended further in time until Thursday morning, plus a chance for rainfall and downpours could develop throughout this weekend. Hey everybody, meteorologist Drew Davis alongside with you. We've got a no-hype weather forecast video for you today, like we do every weekday on this YouTube channel. Let's just get right into it and show you what's going on outside on our first alert radar and satellite. Before I zoom out, I want to zoom in to each island to show you what's going on out there. Let's just zoom in closer to Oahu first. You can see a few sprinkles along the Kauai mountain range and light rainfall trying to make its way over to the windward side of the island, but relatively dry and sunny out there across the majority of the island. Moving down to Maui County, it's still pretty breezy out there, seeing a few sprinkles over just mauka of Hana, some light rainfall starting to move just north of windward Maui out there, and also a few sprinkles over near Puna. We would continue to see some showers in the Puna district, moving closer to Volcano, some cloud cover over the windward side of the island, some cloud cover just mauka of Hilo out there, likely seeing a few showers closer to Honoka'a out there, and also over the leeward side of Hawaii Island, we've been seeing some cloud cover and a light sprinkle over near Kailua Kona, not much up near the Kohala coast over the last couple of hours. Moving all the way over to Kauai and Ni'ihau, we are starting to see data coming in from the Kauai radar, likely seeing a little bit of sprinkles over near Mount Waialeale and some cloud cover near Kekaha. Not exactly sure if it's up and working or if we're just getting new data coming in. Editing Drew, what's the deal with this? Check the status website. Hey, Editing Drew just popping in. Yes, the Kauai radar is back in service. Thank you, Editing Drew. That was very important information. Let's get into what we're tracking out there, because there's a couple of things. Again, the wind advisory has not been extended until 6 p.m. tonight. It has been extended. Editing Drew is going to help me out a lot today, because again, that just came in. Editing Drew, the wind advisory has been extended until 6 a.m. Thursday morning. Boom. Thank you so much, Editing Drew. More rain Friday into Monday. A high surf advisory up on east-facing shores. It's still pretty choppy out there. Quick look at the current alerts. A wind advisory up until 6 a.m. on Thursday for all the same areas we've been talking about. Not up for any portions of Kauai or Ni'ihau, but up for parts of Oahu, Molokai, Maui, and Hawaii Island, and all of Lanai and Kaho'olawe. Easterlies between 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting closer to 50 miles per hour. We also have a small craft advisory and a gale warning up. Small craft advisory up for all coastal waters. The gale warning up in between Maui and Hawaii Island. And pretty choppy out there because of the strong trades. This is going to continue until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And the trade's really playing into the entirety of the forecast out here. Pushing up a lot of swell energy up on east-facing shore. So you can see all these areas in purple out there. Under a high surf advisory until 6 p.m. on Thursday. We'll get to your swell forecast coming up in a bit, but I want to break down the overall weather pattern because it has to do with these winds. We've got overall easterly flow out there, 26 mile per hour sustained winds in Kahului, 21 over in Wahiawa, 17 miles per hour measured at the airport out of the east-northeast. Maximum wind gusts over the last 24 hours. Let's break this down. Kahului, 46 miles per hour, nearly 50 out there. Nearly 40 in Honolulu. 37 in Lihue, Kaunakakai 36, 24 over in Hilo. We're not getting readings in Kailua Kona and Lanai City. And our first alert windcast. Let's just break this down to see how long these trades stick around. They're going to be backing off slightly going into this weekend, but it's still going to be breezy out there. Likely not wind advisory worthy, but we're going to be watching it pretty closely. You can see the winds getting weaker going into Thursday afternoon between 15 to 20 miles per hour. You can also see the contour across the state getting lighter, back down to that yellow color. I've got the legend up here in the top so you can kind of see the strength of the wind. And then this continues into Thursday, a little bit weaker Thursday night into Friday, and building back in strength Friday afternoon. This has all been happening because of this strong high pressure system that's kind of been anchored to our north over the past week or so. It's been very windy, very breezy. Let's actually take a look at that high pressure system because it's right here. I messed up the arrow. Okay. There it is. The high pressure is anchored to our north. The clockwise circulation of air around this giving us breezy trades. We're also seeing this low off to the northwest of us. This is a frontal boundary that's kind of just been stalled out there. There's a lot of moisture just off to our northwest. Yesterday, it was creeping closer to this high pressure system. It's starting to move back a little bit back to the northwest, and the low is actually going to close off and move up towards the north, but it actually increased the pressure gradient or between this high pressure system and the low pressure system. So the greater the pressure gradient is, or how close these lines are, these isobars are, It just means how strong the winds are going to be. So when you see these lines really close together, like right up to our north, you'll know the winds are much stronger. Playing out the surface pressure, again, there's that closed low. It moves up to the north and northwest. We're still seeing high pressure, but we're starting to see potentially some lower pressure moving in. Not only not really at the surface, but we might see some troughs develop. But the big thing is what we're expecting is these disturbances at the mid and upper levels out there. We've got a disturbance that's developing off to the northeast, another one off to the northwest, and they're going to be kind of trying to meet in the middle over Hawaii as we're going forward, and they're going to get held in place by this higher pressure that's up to the north of us. You can kind of see this is not a textbook pattern. It is going to change over the next couple of days, and it's making for a lot of uncertainty in the forecast, but better chance for rainfall. We might also see a weak frontal boundary set up and hang out to our north over windward areas going into Saturday and Sunday. Where that sets up is going to be pretty crucial in this forecast. You can see this plays out all the way into Saturday and Sunday, and into the beginning of next week as well before we start to see any improvements out there. Kind of a similar thing happening at the upper levels. We've got this cutoff low off to the northeast, another one off to the northwest. Let's just play this out to show you how it goes. We've got the disturbance off to the northwest, one off to the northeast. They're hanging out over us. Saturday and Sunday, we might see a front hanging out just over the island chain. Numerous showers are possible. Kind of a wet pattern just with the lower pressure over us at the mid and upper levels. Okay, here's the first alert future radar. I want to show you what's going on because we've got that moisture boundary that's off to the northwest of us. Again, that kind of weak stalled front. That's going to spin off away from us, but then we're going to start seeing moisture ride in along the trades. The trades are not going away. We're not going to see a breakdown of the trade wind flow or anything. And with that in mind, we're expecting a lot of this rainfall to be over windward areas. So a lot of the moisture is going to get pushed up over windward slopes, windward mauka areas, and we could see with the strength of the trade wind some moisture moving leeward or interior, but a bulk of it's going to be windward going into this weekend. So let's just show you. There's also, again, as that system develops, that low off to the northwest, we could see the boundary. We could see the boundary off to the northwest of us, and then we could actually see some of it break down and settle over us. So you can see that actually play out Saturday into Sunday. Windward moisture, then it could reverse and start moving back southward. So this is not a textbook situation. You're not seeing a mid-level low, mid-latitude low moving up just to the north and off to the northeast of us with a draping cold front. There's a lot going on here, so lots of uncertainty. You can see that kind of plays out, just bringing rainfall throughout the weekend, maybe improvement going into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. The local view, this is the European weather model that I'm showing you. Scattered showers, cloud cover building in as we're going into Thursday evening, cloudy throughout Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then just windward moisture out there. You can see this is Saturday, 4 a.m., lots of moisture throughout Saturday, maybe some downpours developing over windward areas. This continues all the way into Sunday. Then we see the boundary actually start to creep further southward into Tuesday. The GFS kind of plays out similarly, but it does show the boundary staying a little bit further north than the European weather model. So let's just show you that. Going into Thursday evening, cloud cover developing. Gloomy throughout Thursday and Friday, more moisture throughout Friday and Saturday. The heaviest rainfall on Sunday stays off just to the north, then the boundary moves down to the south. Trade wind sticking around throughout the entire time. I'm still not confident about showing rainfall totals, so I'm going to hold off one more day for that. But you can see over the next couple of days, light rainfall, mostly over windward areas. If anything, maybe a couple sprinkles over leeward areas, half an inch in Lihue and over near Kaneohe. Again, we are partnering with the Hawaii Climate Data Portal. This is a really cool partnership that we have going on with them. They are from Manoa and the Hawaii Mesonet. They've got weather observing sites all across the state. It's cool that we're getting these weather observing sites here because we're really data sparse. This is actually going to improve our ability to see what's going on during a weather event because the radar coverage is kind of, all over the place. And also, it'll get ingested into the weather models, so it'll make it more accurate out there. Our rainfall totals from yesterday, February 17th, 2026. Just over an inch, just mauka of Hilo out there. Not a ton of rainfall across the rest of Hawaii Island. Windward Maui, just mauka of Hana, seeing closer to an inch out there, more close to half an inch near Paia. A few windward showers over Molokai. Not much over Oahu. If anything, maybe some light sprinkles over the northern portions of the Ko'olau. And then Mount White, Ale saw closer to about half an inch, maybe just over half an inch of rainfall. Drought Monitor. All right, here's a quick look at what we've got. Again, it's it's good to see that we're still seeing rainfall, but we need a lot to really fight the drought that we're seeing over on Hawaii Island. We've got level 2 out of 3 drought conditions up near Waimea, parts of the Hamakua district of Hawaii Island. Severe drought still present along the Kohala coast out there. Kailua Kona side, abnormally dry, technically not in drought, similar over near Hilo and parts of Puna. Moving down to Maui County, extreme drought in central Maui. Maui County really needs a lot of rainfall. Kauai and Oahu, as we continue to move down, have really benefited from a bulk of the rainfall from these winter storms. Maui County's missed out a lot. They really need it. Kauai and Niihau aren't even included in the drought conditions at all, not even abnormally dry. We still need some rainfall to really set us up going into the dry season. To just mitigate fire danger, especially as we get closer to the driest months of July, August, September, when trade winds abound, dry, windy. We need more rainfall out there to fight the drought conditions. Our first alert Vog forecast, good news. A lot of the Vog's going to be staying away from the smaller islands, but again, don't let that it's still impacting people. It's impacting the Kailua Kona side of Hawaii Island, Kailua Kona, Waikoloa, the Kohala coast, closer to the Ka'u district, South Point. The highest concentration is being right around Halima'uma'u crater. Not much for the Hilo side, but it kind of just sticks around. Maybe some Vog over near Puna. And maybe creeping up a little bit closer to the north as we're going into Friday afternoon as winds start to be more easterly and actually getting pulled up towards the northwest. All right, our temperature Futurecast, still kind of chilly out there. It's been nice to sleep with a blanket and not wake up sweating. Going into Wednesday afternoon with the cloud cover building in tomorrow, probably staying a little bit cooler. Maybe some areas getting into the 80s that see more sunshine, but waking up early Thursday morning, we're going to be around 71 in Honolulu, 64 in Lanai City, 64 in Hilo, 70 degrees in Kailua Kona, getting back up to the upper 70s, low 80s out there. Similar story going into Friday. And all eyes are on the surf forecast because, man, it's been kind of dead out there. We got a high surf advisory, pretty rough and choppy out there on east-facing shores, but not great conditions. Onshore winds with the trade winds. North-facing shores around 3 to 5, west-facing shores around 1 to 3. Small in town around 2 to 4 for your Thursday morning. The next swell that is of any significance looks to come in probably as we're going into Monday. I've kind of focused here on north-northeast, the north-northeast swell, because this is the primary swell that I'm expecting. We've got another one that's going to be coming in at the same time, so it's going to be overlapping. It's going to be pretty messy, probably around high surf advisory criteria. Heights between 6 to 8 feet as we're going into Monday evening, growing going into Tuesday, 6 to 8 face value. Medium period of around 14 seconds. It's going to arrive Monday night, building into Tuesday, and energy is going to be around 1,500 to 2,000 kilojoules. It's also a secondary northwest swell out there. You can see again in our swell forecast, pretty dead. Not much going on. Then we start to see these swells overlap. So again, another swell coming in during the beginning of next week. And here's our island by island forecast. Scattered showers, mostly cloudy conditions, 80 degrees in Hanapepe, 78 in Lihue. Moving down to Oahu, mostly cloudy, easterlies between 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting closer to 25. Maui County, mostly sunny and windy, easterlies 20 to 25, gusting closer to 30. 81 in Kahului, 81 in Kihei for a high temp. Maui proper might see some winds gusting closer to 30 miles per hour. Kailua Kona, 82, mostly sunny out there. 77 in Hilo, showers are likely, mostly cloudy. The northern portions of Hawaii Island, breezy, partly sunny, wind gusts closer to 25 miles per hour. That's about it. There's a lot that we talked about today. Hope you tuned into the Drew Point. We had another episode today at 1:30, every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. And looks like we've got a wet and windy pattern going into this weekend. Make sure to like, subscribe, smash the notification bell, comment where you're watching from below, comment what you want me to work on. And yeah, that's about it for today. I will not see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be taking the day off. My sister is in town, so I'm going to be spending the day with her. But I should be back on Friday. And that's about it. I'll see you guys Friday, weather permitting. This has been meteorologist Drew Davis.